You need to see me right away so I can fix this.
Thanks to Pixel Media for sending this movie over to me. I got to watch it last week and I kind of enjoyed it. It was a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. But let's get into this review. The movie follows Alan Richardson as John Miller. He's a factory worker who falls in love with Shailene Woodley's character, Sophia. She has a jealous ex boyfriend by the name of Reynolds in this movie, played by Ben Foster, who sets John up with a whole bunch of cocaine right when he's about to propose to her. The cops come in and arrest him for large quantities of cocaine in the back of his car. Now, John is sent away for years in prison, and as he slowly plots his revenge to get out, and once he gets out, and how he's going to enact his revenge on Reynolds and get his girl back. Now, this movie is a very straightforward, simple take, if you will, but it's not. This movie, they only have 5 words of dialogue through the entire movie, which is really kind of odd if you think about it. It almost kind of reminds me of the movie Driver with Ryan Gosling. Excuse me. Yeah, Ryan Gosling. He really didn't talk too much, and he just drove around the city as a getaway driver. This gives me like the feel of that movie, but it was different. Like I didn't hate this movie, and I didn't love it. The scoring of this movie is actually done pretty well. And but the thing that I hate about this movie is there is no lack of talking. You pretty much have to fill in the gaps. Now, the story is pretty simple, but sometimes you're left wondering like you're kind of confused on like, well, how does he know these people? So it's the whole premise of once he gets in jail, the set pieces to once he gets to plotting his revenge on eventually getting out of jail, finding Reynolds to get his just due revenge, and the things that happens to Sophia while he's in jail, and things she finds out how he actually got set up. I mean, sorry, Ben McKenzie, who a lot of us remember from OC. He's actually in this movie as well, and he's kind of a detective trying to find the pieces together, trying to piece together how John actually went to jail, and he has no criminal record or anything. It's like, why is this man moving cocaine? So the story actually is pretty solid. It's just the lack of dialogue. It kind of gets you lost sometime. Like you're putting things together. Like, I think this is what happens. I think this is what happens. But it's about how he gets his revenge. And that's the one thing that I didn't like about the. He does get his revenge, but it's so spread out throughout the movie because this movie goes in sequences of almost years. Like he's in jail, then once he gets out, then he kind of almost gets the guy, but then the guy gets away, and then you go down further down the line. And to me, I didn't like that. But the thing about the whole thing about this movie is revenge, and the inner lining of it is how far are you willing to go to seek revenge? Are you willing to go days, months, years, decades, a millennia till you get what's rightfully yours, your get back? And essentially, they answer that question in this movie, and they do it in a different way than I was expecting. So, like I said, this movie wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie. I just think the dialogue thing, it worked for them and also didn't work for them at the same. The one thing I will say, the last like 25 minutes of the movie, it goes down. I'm sorry, hands down, like one of the like craziest action scenes. Especially hold on, like this scene, the ending fight scene in like the elevator. This shit was crazy. Like I was like, oh, oh, like the last 15, 20 minutes of this movie is like nonstop action. Like if they had stuff like this through the whole movie, I probably would have loved this movie a lot more than what I did. But all in all, like I thought Alan Richardson, I think he's a great leading man. I think he's very charismatic. I love his, even though he didn't speak in this, it's like what's understood didn't need to really be explained, if that makes any sense. But this Reynolds dude, he is a dick. Like Ben Foster played that role. Like you couldn't even hear him, but you wanted him to die. Like the things that he was doing was just such an asshole move. And I just couldn't put it together. But Shailene, where I remember her from, Shailene Woodley from Divergence. Like she was in that Divergence series. I was like, man, she looks so familiar. But the movie comes out July 24th. It's probably not going to be in too many theaters, more than likely. But like I said, this is a good watch. I wouldn't tell no one not to go see this movie, especially if you love like intensity action and kind of like the slow burn type of movies. I think this is right up a lot of people different alleys. It's